I look like I'm golfing. I don't know how to describe this look. I can't tell you, but I bought it in Korea. And here's the thing when I buy clothes in Korea, okay? He's always like, are you sure you're gonna wear that when you get home? And I go, yes, I'm sure. And then now I have to like begrudgingly wear it because I'm like, I have to make a point. However, I just want you to know when you buy something in Korea that they label as like one size, oversized, and you think it's going to be oversized, no, you're gonna look like kind of dweeby in it. I was expecting it to be super large and oversized, and it's just like kind of an awkward fit. So I feel like I'm wearing a dad polo shirt. Anyway, we're here to talk about the cutest couple that has just taken over my brain recently in like the past week or two. They're all that I think about when I close my eyes at night. I think about bungee jumping Mario and just supermodel Mingxi. I mainly think about Mingxi, I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, he is a man that is straight out of book talk, is what people say. Who says that? Me and maybe some comments, but nobody really else. But they have gotten viral for their insane wedding that looked straight out of a fairy tale. And people thought, I mean, this is like the sleekest, chicest, coolest couple in existence. He is the billionaire heir. Also, she is a Victoria's Secret supermodel. Like, she models for some of the top brands. And they just look so stylish together. And then you watch them on these reality shows and they're just goof cornballs. I don't know how else to explain it. Mario, aside from being rich and smart, he and Mingxi have genuinely one of the weirdest relationships out there, and Mario himself is just obsessed with his wife. I think that is the one trait everyone loves. It's like his whole personality. Like, you know how usually people write about like male leads as dominant CEOs? In front of Mingxi, Mario is just a submissive CEO and everybody eats that shit up. He listens to Mingxi a lot. He's low-key scared of her. He'll even act cute and use a baby voice around her. He has so much aegyo. It's kind of alarming. So like part 1, we talked about how goofy they are and how much he pursued her. And then in part 2, we talked about them falling in love. This is the third and final part where we talk about how the king of gambling has sadly passed, some of their inheritance wars, and also how Mario is just so utterly and completely down to his toes, from the top of his head down to his wiggly little toes, obsessed with his wife and kind of scared of her.
Wait, are you going to talk about the ship or no?
Oh yeah, in a second. It's crazy. And so anyway, the two of them, they get engaged and they actually do get married. So they get license registration in marriage. So like a marriage certificate, and they release their license registration. No. Their marriage license pictures, because those are different from your wedding photos.
So in China, it's very common. When you get married, it's all about, it's a red background, right?
Yes.
It's like two people dressing in white dress shirt.
Yes.
Posing in front of a red background.
Which, speaking of red, okay, the other day, Tiffany and I were talking about it, and she's like, hey, so in America, when the stock is going up, what color is it? And I said, green. And she said, when it's going down, it's what? I said, red. And she said, so why in China, when it goes up, it's red? And I said, there's no way. Are you sure you're not reading it wrong? I'm like, are you sure you're not losing money right now? And then I looked it up. It's because red is a very auspicious color. And so, yeah.
So it really is. No, and then Stephanie goes, I think it's maybe because red is the color, right? Yeah. It's like red. Turned out it is the reason.
Yeah, and she was like, no, that's not the reason. And then we Google it, and she's like, so how did you know? And I said, I was just taking a guess.
Yeah. So it's it's the opposite.
Red is going up. Yeah. And so they've got this red background behind them. And here's what I noticed first in their wedding pictures, which is, how the fuck is Mario taller than Mingxi? So they don't show
down,
their full, but
still,
how the fuck is he taller than Mingxi? So they take photos sitting down, and he's taller than Mingxi. It doesn't make sense. The anatomy does not make sense, okay? Because he is exponentially shorter than her.
Maybe he got a longer torso.
You think so? That much longer?
Yeah.
You think he just has an obscenely long torso and just like the shortest legs known to mankind? Do you think that's what's going on?
They gave him a high chair.
So he actually came in a video where he explained it because everyone was like, what's going on? And what they imagined was people started drawing. So you only see their torsos in the picture.
Me.
And so people started drawing Ming Shi's legs and she's squatting. She's like doing a pose with her legs like this, trying to balance so that he can appear taller. And she's just all the way like kimchi squatting and he's just sitting, okay? But turns out he debunks all of that. He said, what do you guys take me for fucking fools? I would never have my wife do that. Instead, I sat on 5 pillows. He said, do you know how hard it is to keep your ab tight so you can stand still while you're sitting on 5 pillows? He said he was fumbling all over. He was leaning on Mingxi for support. He had to take a pause every 2 seconds because 5 pillows is really tall. Yeah, he broke it down for us. So they did get married, but they didn't have a wedding yet. And they also gave birth to 2 kids. And by they, I mean solely Mingxi gave birth, okay? He's just there as fucking moral support. So she gave birth to 2 kids, a son and a daughter. And they were just living in bliss, going on these reality shows. And in these reality shows, I mean, we've talked about so many reality shows of married celebrity couples. Yes, their media training is great, but eventually you get tired. I wouldn't even call it a mask, okay? I don't think these people are faking, but eventually you just stop realizing there's a camera because you're sleep deprived, you're hungry, and he just said some dumb shit that just pissed you off, and you can't even be like, okay, we're going to talk about that when we get home, because what are you going to do? Write it down, remember it in 3 weeks when you guys get home from filming and filming is wrapped? I didn't think so. So you just kind of start looking at him like, why would you say that? And people will take that and run with it online, right? But them, nothing. At one point, Mingxi puts a pillow on top of his head to smother him, suffocate him, kill him on reality, which like not the best thinking. Like you don't want to leave evidence like that around. But she lifts the pillow and he's just smiling and he says, dying in your hands would be so good. I'm so ready. And we're just like, what? And then he just recloses his eyes waiting for her to smother him to death. And people are like, what is happening right now? And there's other times where he's just like, so he goes from dominant CEO, badass guy, to just baby boy, okay? Because at one point they're on a road trip for this reality show and he gets out the car and he starts whining to her. See, that's the thing though, okay? I can't do it. And he's like, can you help me make my pants tight? I can't see. He's like a little kid and he's shorter. I can't see, like, I guess where the strap is or whatever. He's also wearing like a neck pillow, travel pillow. And he's so shorter than Mingxi. He's like waddling towards her. Like, can you help me with my pants? Can you help me make my pants tighter? And so she's like helping pull the drawstring because it has to be tight. And so she makes it tight. And then she fixes his pants. He moves to the back to get some luggage, into their RV. And he accidentally scrapes his hand. Mingxi immediately runs over and she's like, oh no, baby, oh no. And she starts rubbing her hand on his hand. And coincidentally, right at that moment, another husband walked past and wanted to come talk to them and maybe help with their luggage. And he sees them, oh no, baby, oh no. And he immediately U-turns. He said, no, not today. And he's like, sorry, I interrupted. And he just leaves, okay? There's another time in a reality show where Mingxi, that they are moving from location to location to film this. Mingxi cooks an entire pot of chicken soup, and the chicken is so tender. Mario is eating this chicken, and Mingxi is complimenting herself. She is like, this is so tender. This is so good. Oh my God, right? And after staring at the chicken for a few moments, taking a bite, Mario suddenly leans into his wife Mingxi and whispers, I'm also super tender. Do you want to try me as well?
Diabolical. What the fuck?
I'm so dead. Okay, I feel like in a relationship, only one partner can have aegyo. Like maximum aegyo. Like obviously both people have natural aegyo, but like that level of aegyo, it can only be allowed for one partner out of 2.
So Mingxi doesn't do it, right?
She no, not really at all. I mean, they have really cute moments, but she's not like dripping with aegyo and like doing shoulder shakes. Okay, she's not doing all of that. But Mario is. And you want to know why? I think it's because he's a little scared. And that's how all the comments are saying, that's how we like our husbands. A little fucking scared. Did you see that one guy on TikTok? Mixed reviews, mixed comments, mixed bag. Everyone's got a different opinion, okay? So she films and is recording. So she had set it up with the waitress, I guess, where the waitress was going to come up and tell her husband, like, oh my God, you're back here again. Like, I saw you last week. Like, that was fun or something like that, okay?
Like a prank.
Yes. She's filming the husband. His eyes are getting teary. And he's like, I don't know you. I don't know you. And then, half the comments are like, I love a man that's scared of his wife. And then others are like, he's crying because he's been caught. So like, it's a mixed bag out there. I don't know which one. Because, and then other people are like, I'm so toxic. I would have been like, now why the f are you crying? Why are you so scared? But I do think it's nice. Oh, I don't think I could say that. People are going to run with it and say that I'm weird. But, I think it's good sometimes in public when the wife can give the husband a look and the husband snaps back into attention like a soldier, okay? Like he's on the ready. He's shutting down. He's like, you're right. I gotta stop goofing around. That's the vibe that he gives me because he's goofing around. She's making chicken again, okay? Mario's standing next to her just watching, commenting on how long the chicken's legs are, okay? And he's like, wow, the chicken's legs are so long. And she says, is it as long as my legs? And he said, if your toes look like this, I definitely wouldn't want you anymore. And he's just cackling because he's so proud of himself. He thinks he's a stand-up comedian. He said, that was a really good one, actually. Like, hardy har har. He's cackling, okay? And then once he's done cackling, he looks over to Ming-Shi. She turns around holding a butcher knife and is just staring at him. The second they make eye contact, his face goes from cackling to standing at attention. I am here to serve you. I don't know what the fuck I was doing just now. I take it back. And then all of a sudden, his aegyo comes out and he's like, I want you. And I wanted to die, okay? Yeah. And then he quietly whispers, just in case, like, the effect wasn't good enough. He says, I will want you even if you have no toes. And he sounds like really, like he's repenting. And they both start cackling because of how goofy the entire situation is. Even when Ming-Shi asks him to kneel on camera, in front of viewers, on television, he asks no questions, he does it. So during the show, they're given a durian to eat. Apparently, this is a common saying in China where if your husband is scared of the wife, there is a phrase that the wives use, which is, just wait till we get home. I'm going to make you kneel on a durian shell. If you guys don't know what durian shells look like, they look like just fucking 50 needles straight to your kneecaps. They're hard, turtle-like shells with giant spikes on them, okay? It's like worse than a pineapple on steroids. I can't even give you a sea urchin. Like a sea urchin, what would be a comparable to a durian shell that you can kneel on? It's bad. Or, they say you're going to kneel on a durian shell. Sometimes husbands will even say that. Yeah, they'll be like, no, I can't do that. If my wife finds out, I'm going to have to kneel on the durian shell.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I've only kneeled on the washing.
Okay, honey. And that makes it sound like I made you do that. Okay, now why would you even bring that up right now? I've never witnessed this.
For hours on end.
Okay, I wasn't around
Days
for
on
this.
end.
Guys, this was like a childhood traumatic experience that he's inserting at inappropriate times in the conversation right now. Okay. Was that painful?
It's not that bad. In comparison to getting whipped, that's not that bad.
Okay, honey.
Anyways, yeah.
Oh, baby,
But
you want me to
durian
rub
sounds pretty bad. Yeah.
It does, right?
Yeah.
I imagine
Spiky.
a lot of guys use this at like a sales place.
A what?
Yeah, I feel like we do that when there's like people selling things. Like that's the one time I'm like,
Selling things?
yeah.
What does that even mean?
I feel like that's a good excuse of like, okay, let's say you don't want to hang out, but people are asking you to hang out. You gotta be like, gotta ask my husband first, okay? Or gotta ask my wife first. Or they're selling you a car or some shit. And you gotta like, I gotta go ask my wife first. That's the vibe it gives me. So I don't know if they're taking it seriously in China. Have you ever witnessed anyone kneeling on durian shells?
No.
So like maybe it's a hoax, but maybe they do.
Yeah.
Mario was ready to find out. He walks in with a bag with a giant durian. It's the size of a watermelon, a spiked up, angry watermelon. And she looks at him and she looks very stern. And she said, "Do you know what you did wrong?"
Oh.
And he looks like, "What did I do wrong?" She goes,
What is this reality show? Just another couple dating
Yeah.
reality show? Okay.
Yeah.
Like My and
yes,
like
yes.
something like
but
that.
not
Okay.
a divorce, not a see you again type
Oh,
of thing.
it's
It's just like couple lives.
Got it.
And then she's like, "Put that down." He's looking at the durian. He puts it down. And she goes, "Kneel on it." Kneel on the durian. And like you see a small smirk on Mingxi, but she's trying to be serious. She's like, "Yeah." And he's already like crouching down to kneel on it. So like he wasn't even waiting for her to like answer, "Are you serious?" He's already kneeling down. But then the two of them start looking at each other and they start cackling. And then she's like, "Just try. I want to see if it hurts." And he's like, "You think so? Okay." And then he tries kneeling on it. And she's like, "Does it hurt? Does it hurt?" "It does. It does. I can't kneel. I can't kneel on it." And so she's like, "Oh, it's okay." And then he gets back up. But he was ready to do it on live television. It's kind of crazy. Another time someone straight up asks him, "Are you scared of your wife?" and hands him a microphone. It's like in the like almost like a convention, okay? So they're like, "Hey, are you scared of your wife?" Hands him a microphone and he starts talking while he's sitting down. "How do I say?" And Mingxi says, "Stand up." "Oh yes, I should stand up." And then he takes a moment to collect his thoughts and he says, "As you can see from what just happened, I think my actions answer your question. Thank you." And he hands the mic back. Needless to say, Mario basically says yes to everything Mingxi asks for and wants, listens to her. During an interview, they ask her, "What is Mario's go-to phrase?" And Mingxi thinks about it and she goes, "Oh, yeah, that's easy. His go-to phrase is, just buy it." Just buy it. As long as she mentions something, he doesn't even think about it. He's like, "Just buy it. Just buy it." Okay, there was one time where Mingxi on this reality show, she was craving boba shop, but they couldn't, not boba shop, boba tea, right? But she couldn't buy boba because they were filming for so long. They're in like the middle of nowhere. She has no access to boba. So she's like, "I am going to make my own boba." So she makes her own boba tea.
Damn.
She drinks it and it tastes so good. She's like, "This is so good. Try it." Mario tries it and he's like, "You did so well." And she's like, "I think I might have the talent to make boba. I want to open a boba store." Now, Mario, like most husbands, what would you say if I said, I wake up one morning and I say, "You know what, babe? I think I'm going to open a pecan pie shop." You're looking at me like, "No, the you're not." Okay, what are you saying? You're just like saying stuff to say stuff. Like you're just rambling out loud. You're just saying thoughts that are in the brain, out the mouth, gone forever. It's never a thought that processes again in my head, right? However, Mario looks a little taken aback. And then he says, "The operation costs and other stuff that's required is kind of a lot to handle, but are you sure?" In the comments, netizens said, he said, "Are you sure?" Meaning if Mingxi, the second she says yes, the boba store will start rising from the ground. In the few seconds that Mingxi was contemplating, Chop Panda was already sweating.
Chop Panda.
Chop Panda is a boba shop. It's a huge chain.
Chop Panda.
"Mingxi, let me open a small store and hire some people." "Mario, so we're taking down Mishu next year?"
Misha.
People say this is the initiative of a dominant CEO. From his expression, he's already planning on how to take down Luckin Coffee. These are huge chains, okay? He's already plotting their demise. Mingxi says, "I just want one boba like food truck." Mario, one massive conglomerate chain of boba stores. Okay. Not only does he say yes to everything Mingxi wants, even when she doesn't say anything, Mario will just buy things for her and think of her everywhere he goes. They were out doing these little tasks on one of the shows and Mario walked past this ring stall and they sold glass rings. He bought one shaped like a dog and a snake. So Mingxi's Chinese zodiac is the snake and his is a dog. Which, by the way, snake in American context kind of is negative, but in Asian context, it's not. And they kind of fit the zodiacs, no? Because she's very sharp, sleek, quick on her feet, very realistic, logical, yes. And he's just like a fucking golden retriever following her around, just like waiting for a whiff, waiting for a little sniffspection. Like, that's it. And she's like, but the ring size on the snake is too big. And he quickly starts panicking. Okay, like this man panics when he buys her an impromptu gift that doesn't fit her ringer size, and he blurts out, "It's a toe ring. It's for your toe." Okay, so he just comes up with this brilliant excuse, and he's just looking at her like, "Do you like my toe ring gift or what?" Okay, and Mingxi looks at him and says, "I like it even if I didn't have toes." Remember the chicken thing?
Yeah.
And it's so cute. And he bought a spider one, and it's not random. They also they also call each other Jiju.
What?
I made it sound Korean. Jiju. So initially their nickname for each other was Juju, which means piggy in Mandarin.
Juju.
Which is crazy because, first of all, his nickname is Momo. And the girls call me Momo. And someone that we work with, the girls call her Juju. Because, that's her nickname. That's my nickname. Yeah, anyway, I'm just saying.
Wait, I'm so confused. What's Jiju?
Anyway, so they used to call each other Juju.
Oh, Zhiju.
Yes.
Got
okay.
it.
So
Spider.
every morning when they wake up, they would call each other. They'd say, "Good morning, Juju," but then they would text it, and the I and the U are right next to each other on the keyboard. So sometimes they'd actually type Jiju instead of Juju, and Jiju sounds like spider in Mandarin. So now spider is like very emblematic of their relationship. I love the fact that he's never afraid to show how much he loves Mingxu through all of these like different reality shows. He's so lovey-dovey. On the show, the two of them were invited to this ancient commander's office. Basically cosplaying historically accurate, I think, right? And it's sort of like a customs office where you have to be questioned by a commander. It's like when you marry a foreigner in the United States and then you get grilled by immigration and they're like, "Show me a wedding picture. Show me you live together." And then you're just like, "Whoa, what the fork's going on?" Right? It's kind of like that. The commander is like, "In your years of marriage, have you had any children?" Mario's like, "Yes, we have one son and one daughter." Not bad. Not bad. "Then are you two in love?" Instead of answering with words, Mario tippy toes and kisses Mingxi on the lips. And now this is set in the ancient time period, okay? So the commander is, I mean, this is clearly inappropriate. This is probably treasonous. This is probably like a federal crime. And so he's just getting very stressed out and the commander is not having it. He's like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? Get away from each other." He's like, "What? We're in love. I'm trying to show you we're in love." The commander starts slamming on the table and is like, "This is the commandant's office." "Yeah, but you asked if we were in love." "I was just asking. I wasn't asking for proof. I was just asking a question." Mario's like, "Oh." The commander is trying to compose himself and he says, "So you guys are really in love, right?" And this time he expects a verbal response because he just grilled Mario for doing a physical response. But he goes in tippy toes again. He's tippy toe maxing. And so he's like, "Get them away from each other." The commander's like, "Split them up. Split them up right now." So he's got them on other sides of this ancient looking room and both of them are wearing athleisure. So it kind of breaks the fourth wall, doesn't it? Okay. So they're wearing athleisure. He's in like a robe. And he's like, "This man is too aggressive. Stand back. Okay. You over there. Over here." Now that they're apart, the commander is like, "Now, I want you guys to describe your partner to me. What do they look like? If I had to go look for them on the street, what do they look like?" Mingxi is like, "Well, my husband is very handsome, has slanted eyebrows, and his hair is always styled upwards." Now it's Mario's turn. So the commander looks to Mario. What do you think this man would say?
Just look for the most beautiful fairy on the street.
See, this is where Mario is also weird. He said, "This lady..."
This lady.
"This lady is very long." And so the commander is like, "Long? What do you mean by very long?" Okay, now obviously he's supposed to say tall, but his Mandarin is not good. Okay, not very good. And so he thinks about it for a really long time. And his explanation comes out, "She is very, y-axis.
Okay. That's good.
In the comments, everyone starts losing their marbles in the live comments because nobody has ever used "she is very y-axis" to describe a person. What the? And then people are putting their recently gained weight photos and saying, "Now I am very x-axis." Like people are saying, "You look y-axis." I don't understand this academic world. Is this how they flirt? What's happening right now? And the two of them seem to have a pretty healthy relationship. They revealed in like another talk that they were doing when they were on this show that apparently they are both very jealous people, but like not that each other gives them a reason to be jealous, but they're just kind of like jealous people. And so they say that they have a time. So at night, you just don't text someone of the opposite gender, even if it's a friend. Just like a pretty,
that's a good one. Yeah. That's a good
like,
one.
why do you have to text them back right now? Text them during business hours, Monday through Friday only. Actually, don't even do that. Don't even do that. But like, if it's a work person you have to talk to, you know, that's the opposite gender, like maybe, right? But not only that, when people try to create rumors about Mario online, because of course they do, he's like a billionaire heir, he just attacks them right back. So one person posted, Mario Ho has always liked hanging out with young models, and that didn't change even after he got married. Sometimes when a particular model pleases him, he'll even give her an extra cash present. Immediately after seeing this, Mario is in the comment section. Oh, really? Do you have proof? How much is this reward? Which young model? Who told you that? And who are you anyway? Do you get paid for spreading rumors? Does lying make you feel accomplished? Is spreading rumors the only joy and pleasure you can find in life? Don't you have a proper job? Do you contribute anything to society?
Damn.
Can you send out any positive energy into the universe? Or is your life really that boring?
God damn. What the fuck?
Like,
He
damn.
went off.
He went off. And all the comments, netizens are like, okay, I don't think this man is cheating. Because the amount of confidence it takes. Because like, imagine being hit back with a receipt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That would be too risky. And the way he's coming out, and people said, this is a new template. Copy and paste your notes out. Just change young model to anything else and it fits in any context. Someone's talking shit about you, just put this in. People leave a hate comment, I'm putting this in the comment, okay? Like, that's what's happening. Someone's talking smack, copy, paste, customized for all situations. People are commenting, thank you, Mario, for this crazy speech. Love it. I'm using the template. People loved it, okay? People even say, even when he's losing his mind and going crazy over rumors, there's still a flow in his logic. It's still kind of logicking. And people also say the young model the people are referring to is probably just Ming-Chi because she looks really young. Oh, and there's like so many photos of them out and about together. Also, there's this one photo of them that has gone viral. Because they're out and about. They're wearing athleisure. They look like they're running errands. Mario is holding an ice cream, okay? And Ming-Chi is just fucking ripping into him in public. You can tell she is pissed. You don't need a video. You can tell by her body language, her face. And she's like kind of towering over him. And she's like, you know, it's like that Jenny clip where she's like going off, okay? And then he's just like head down holding his ice cream. Yeah, and the person who posted it was like, he did not even try to fight back. There was nothing. That man was ready to take it all, just holding the ice cream. And people are like, it'd be even funnier if that was her ice cream. And she's like, hold my ice cream, I'm getting pissed off. And then you said, you know... So that photo has since gone viral. It's just so good. Also, there was another rumor that was circulating where he was out with a bunch of young girls at a Blackpink concert.
What?
And there's photos. So the account had posted the photos and said, Mario has a lot of influence in Macau. He brought a bunch of young pretty girls to the Blackpink concert, and all he had to do was talk to someone to get in.
Okay.
Yeah. And that got very quickly debunked because he was like, that's my little sister, you dipshit. Yeah, that was his little sister and his little sister's friends, including Oyang Nana. Yeah, and a bunch of the little sister's friends. And he was just like escorting them into the fucking Blackpink concert. And people were taking photos as if he's like out here just cheating on his supermodel wife. And everyone's like, what the hell is going on? And like you can just tell in these shows, I don't think, and I am very skeptical. I don't think like, I can't have celebrity like couples be my favorite anymore, because then I just get sad when they break up, and I'm like,
if these two
God.
break up, oh my God, I don't know.
No, but the way they talk to each other on these reality shows, I don't think they're gonna break up.
Yeah.
Like if I'm not gonna jinx it, but like also Tom Holland and Zendaya, it's kind of giving that vibe. Like they're just so infatuated with each other. I don't even think that they can see anybody else. Like that's the vibe that they give me in these reality shows. And they credit his dad's very wise words. So Mario said, you know, my dad used to always tell me, listen to your wife and you will prosper. Now, he did have 4 wives.
So which one is he listening to?
I think when he decided to stop listening, he just got a new one. He was like, you know what, that one's not making sense no more. But this phrase must stick, okay? So everyone was kind of a little side-eyeing that one. But it did work out, because now every time Mario doesn't listen to her, she's like, listen to your wife and you'll prosper. And he snaps back into attention. He's like, you know what? I don't know what I was thinking just now. You're right. I have been reprogrammed. And she'll even have him repeat it. So there's a time he's like trying to cut open a coconut, but he's not very nimble with his hands. I mean, you saw him. He can't even contemplate a skin-colored egg or a white egg. So he's trying to cut open the coconut, and she's like, well, can you please not do that alone? And he just keeps trying. He's like, no, I got it. And then she's like, I won't stand for this. Put the coconut down. And she's like so stern, but also like, guys, like worst case, okay? He might miss a finger, but it's like the way she's like, I will not stand for this. Put the coconut down, okay? He puts the coconut down. And she's like, did you forget what your father said? You will prosper. The whole thing. Say the whole thing. If you listen to your wife, you will prosper. Good. Okay. In the comments, everyone in the comments is like, now I get it. That's why his dad is so rich. It didn't make sense, but now it makes sense, okay? There's another part where they're on like an ATV and the driver is driving so fast. Ming-Chi is getting so nervous. She's like, slower, slower. But Mario's having such a good time. He's like, faster, driver, faster. And then Ming-Chi just looks at him and is like, no, don't. And immediately he goes, slower driver, slower driver. And then he can't even look at her. He can't even look at her. So now they're in this ATV, just like helmets, like bopping around. And he's just so stoic. He's so scared. He's petrified for his life. Like he knows he might really have to kneel on that durian shell. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He looks like he messed up. He has so much fear and guilt in his eyes. And his nickname is Little Golden Potato. That's his public nickname. That's what the general public calls him. Yeah, so little because he's short, golden because he's rich, and potato because he's short and kind of round, like he's got chubby cheeks. And a lot of people would normally hate this type of nickname, especially when you're like a billionaire heir and you're trying to be like a dominant CEO. But he fully embraces it. He's like very, like this is what people say about a short king. When you embrace the height, that's what makes it impeccable, okay? There's a time where they're traveling around and Ming-Chi is like, oh my God, look at that over there. And Mario is like speeding up to catch up because his legs aren't that long. And then she's like, never mind, you're too short to see it anyway. And then he's like, are you really going to bully me because I didn't wear my height increasing insoles today? And he's just upset. And then he goes, but if I wear my insoles, how am I going to walk this much today? So I didn't wear them. So they just have these moments where he's totally fine being a little golden potato, and he'll like grab her hand and he'll just be laughing, walking behind her like a literal child that she's dropping off at kindergarten. It's actually crazy.
Oh,
like it's so phenomenal.
Good. So
it's just, there's another part where they get into a room and it's like a little village that they're visiting. Mishi can barely stand up because she's so tall. And he strides right up in there and he's like, wow, spacious.
Roomy.
Yeah, he's like a little too much. Can you hear my echo? It's a big room. And he goes, babe, I think if you tiptoe, you could probably reach the moon. And he's just obsessed with the fact that she's tall and he's short and he loves it. He can't get enough of it. But the only thing is, he did ask for a very serious request from netizens. He said, now that I have lost a little bit of weight, I'm no longer as round. I think Little French Fry is a better nickname for me. And so he put in a formal request, and netizen said, rejected, bitch. Fucking golden potato, get in line. We got a lot of other requests. Keep going. Keep it moving. Keep it pushing. Fucking potatoes thinking they could just change their name whenever they want. Yeah, the netizens were not having it. I don't know why.
Okay. Really?
Yeah.
Right.
The only person that I don't even know why she was watching this show, his mom. The queen of gambling, called him and said, how's my little French fry doing?
Aww.
Yeah, and everyone was like,
what the fuck? This family is unreal.
This family is so bizarre. I love him.
This is not what I expect a tycoon of a gambling family sound like.
That's what I thought too. But then some people are like, they're actually like pretty intense in Macau. Like when you're talking about business, they're actually terrifying. Like they're so scary. Like you don't, they know where you live. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, there's this one segment where another one of the husbands, right? So another celebrity couple's husband comes over to their side of the village on a bike. Now this man is tall. He might be taller than Ming-Chi. I don't know what compelled Mario. He's like, that's a cool bike. Let me get on it. He's like, let me get on your bike.
Reach the paddle, huh?
Okay. He tries to get on. They're like doing uppies with Mario. I mean, she's doing uppies. He's doing uppies. Everyone's trying to help Mario onto this bike. The bike seat keeps getting caught in his pants and hurting his precious goods, his little golden potatoes, his mini potatoes. He's screaming in pain. And then finally he gets on it. He's wibble wobbling. And Ming-Chi and the adults are having an adult conversation. Okay, that's the kids' table. He's on the bike at the kids' table. They're having an adult conversation. And they just hear, ah! And he just like rides the bike into a pole, falls off the bike. His little golden potatoes get snagged onto the seat again. And he's just screaming out in pain. Yeah, and then Ming-Chi walks over and is like patting him on the head. Yeah. And it's just like, this? Yeah, and you would think that any other guy would feel maybe like embarrassed for doing this on live TV, right? But right after, when the other husband leaves, he goes, well, that was fun. Next time bring your wife's bike. I think it'll fit me better. And everyone's just like, what is going on? They're so cute. Even in the show, every time they take a nap, Mario's like the baby because their height difference. So you see Ming-Chi's head perfectly on the pillow, and Mario's head is like on her chest.
Shut the fuck
No, I'm not kidding. He's the little spoon. He's the little spoon.
Oh my god. What?
He's the little spoon.
That is wild.
You know what? Don't even ever say that is wild. Sometimes I'll be little spoon, but apparently my side of the bed is too hot. So then he flips over, right? And then he goes, he pats his back, and that's my cue to be big spoon. So don't even, like even when they take a nap on the couch, he's like curled up like a cat on top of Ming-Chi.
Oh,
and he's like
man.
whining that he's so tired. He's like, I'm so tired. And then he and another like celebrity couple were talking about, you know, their sleeping positions with their wives. And he's like, oh my God, you also like to cuddle your wife. And that other guy is like, yeah, like I'm like always cuddling her like this. Now the difference is the wife is short and the guy is really tall. So it's like a very like, you know, a bear hug. And then Mario's like, same. He does it. And he's just like a little kitten again. Like, I love to lay on her chest. I'm gonna die.
Little golden potato.
Oh man. And he's so attached to his wife, people gave him a new nickname. So you know how his little golden potato, he filed a formal request for it to be little French fry. They said no. So then they just gave him a new one that he didn't ask for, which was Ming-Chi's human-sized keychain. So they called him her bag charm. They just say wherever Ming-Chi goes, he's latching onto her and finding a way to dangle off of her. He's just always there. He's always there. And they say it's so funny because they were saying like when their kids are really young, because she's 36 and he's 30. So one of their kids said, Papa, you're 30. Mom, you're 36. In a few years, Dad, you'll finally be as tall as Mom. Because they think...
Oh, they think he's growing?
Yes.
Ah, I see.
And then the live comments are just like edited photos of 5 pillows. Also, one of my favorite things is when Mingxi shares her childhood stories with Mario. I mean, this is probably one of the most basic conversations that you can have, but Mario's listening to this as if it is an unheard story. It's like, it's as grand and epic as the Odyssey. He has never heard of such a journey in his life. Mingxi's sharing about her daily school routine in elementary school. She says, when I went to elementary school, I had to walk past this market and then walk down 2 other streets to get to school. Mario stops her. You walk to school? You walk to school? Yeah, I walked to school. And then he looks so surprised and like he feels so much sorrow. He's just thinking about Mingxi as a little kid, probably as young as one of their kids right now, walking to school. And Mingxi's just completely disregarding him, okay? She's just like, yeah, so then I would walk by these markets and they would always have these delicious snacks and I would always buy them on the way home from school. He's like, well, what was it? She's like, it's like a slice of pork cutlet, but they would spread bread crumbs all over it. They start pounding it with this little hammer until it's super flat. Then they fry it and it's super crispy.
Yes.
And Mingxi is thinking about this as such a good memory. And all the comments are like, what a good memory. Also, when you're a regular person, you can hear the wealth oozing out of Mingxi as well because she grew up in Shanghai. She's able to walk to school. Her parents gave her money for snacks on the way to and from school. She lives a pretty privileged life, right? But Mario is looking at her, eyes downcast, just, my brave wife. How could she endure such a thing? He's interpreting this story through a billionaire's lens. Mingxi, only child, district housing 2 blocks from school, allowance to buy fried pork cutlets. She's happy. Mario sees it as lone soul, enduring hardship, crossing mountains to get to school, just to get educated, only able to eat roadside cutlets
against all odds.
So much suffering.
She made it how?
So strong. The girl who walked out of the mountain on her own. She made it out of that village that is Shanghai by herself. And nobody else. And everyone is just like, what is happening? There's so much sadness in his eyes when he's listening to her story. Like he genuinely feels for her. Genuinely. There's another part where, Mingxi loves warm milk. She loves drinking warm milk. And she's on the show and she wants to drink warm milk. And she opens the container of milk and she's like, God, did this milk already turn bad? And then she shoves it in Mario's face and is like, does it smell sour to you? And he's like, well, why don't I just taste it? And she's like, it's okay. I'm just going to taste it myself. And he's like, no, if it's poisonous, I will taste it for you. Mingxi looks very skeptical. And I'm going to tell you why. It's not for the reason that you think, okay? But he takes a sip of this milk. He pours it out. He takes a sip of this milk and he looks at her. And then he leans closer to the table, looks his wife in the face and goes, what does spoiled milk taste like? And she's like, this is exactly why I didn't want you to taste it, because I don't even think you know what bad milk tastes like. And he's like, I don't know. What do you think it is, right? Like if you put this spoiled milk and got a tiny dollop of it because it's so thick now, and then you put it on a giant plate with like 2 small dots of green right next to it and like a little chive on top, that's a Michelin meal. He could have been like, this is from a cow from the Switzerland mountains that made it out of the small village of Shanghai by itself. Okay, that made it sound like Mingxi is a cow, but like, okay, I didn't even think of that analogy, but I'm saying like, a cow with a backstory. They sing to the cows like Japanese Wagyu. You know what I'm talking about. Like he could have been convinced it was a very special milk, but it's just expired milk. And so he's like, I don't know. And so here's another thing where I think that they're perfect together, because I think Mario is out of his goddamn marbles. I think he is different from a regular human. And you know what? Same for Mingxi. I love her, but she likes to microwave her milk to eat cereal.
Oh, warm milk cereal?
Yes. And you know what drove me insane? We're in Korea. I order shaved ice out the wazoo. I was eating shaved ice every single day. It was summertime too, so they had all the summer specials. Honeydew melon, melon pingsu, mango apple pingsu, all the pingsus. I'm ordering it all. And we're eating the shaved ice, and Tiffany's sitting next to me, and she's like, are you guys not cold right now? And she's like shivering, and I'm like, that's the point. It's shaved ice. And she just casually goes, sometimes I microwave it. And I go, what the fuck did you just say?
That's crazy. She turns it into like a a bowl of water.
That's what I asked her. That's exactly what I said. And I said, oh, so you're just drinking room temp water? And she said, no, it's really good. And I said, what?
A room temp water?
Room temp water? She also told me sometimes she microwaves ice cream. And I said, oh?
Wait. But you know what I mean? Okay, hear me out.
Yeah.
Hear me out. You know there's like fried ice cream, right?
Yeah.
The concept of it's like the sensation of hot and cold in the mouth because it's not melted.
Yeah.
You know what? Microwaving ice cream, we should, try it out.
One time when I was growing up and my grandma thought I was too fat, I was limited to one ice cream a day, and I would let it melt in a bowl because eating it by the spoonful lasted much longer than eating it by the popsicle. I used to call it a quirk, and I used to say it just tasted better because it felt like chocolate soup, but no. Anyway, that has nothing to do with it, but you know what? I will order shaved ice for you tomorrow, and we can try microwaving it. I suspect it's just gonna be water.
Yeah, I don't know about shave ice. Shave ice is weird.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
that's
she
weird.
said, yeah. And she's looking at me like, you don't microwave it? And I was like, what's happening? And then Tiffany was like, sometimes when I drink slightly cold water, I keep it in my mouth to warm it up to be room temp water, and then I swallow it. And I was like, we have to study you.
No, Chinese people don't like cold water. Yeah.
Oh my God. One time I was on my
thing.
period. I'm on my period. We're playing pickleball. I'm sweating. Okay. I'm agitated. I'm bleeding, and I'm sweaty. I come home. I get a cold glass of water. I'm trying to put ice in there. And Tiffany's like, no, don't drink. You're bleeding. And I'm like, do you think I'm going to bleed out if I drink cold water?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just never going to stop bleeding, and I'm going to have internal bleeding. And she's like, basically.
Yeah. Same with my mom. Like, they think ice water is...
No, but you know what? Valid, okay? But I will say microwaving pingsu, ice cream, and cereal is illegal. I think it's a war crime. That's crazy. And so does Mario get upset about this? No, he gets upset about the fact that she is not going to put the cereal before the milk. So they start a whole argument. He's like, this is just, I cannot stand by this. He's like, I'm not going to microwave you warm milk because you're going to pour cereal into the bowl of warm milk, and that's just not okay. And she's like, what are you talking about? Why?
No,
wasn't
it makes sense because
Yeah.
if the milk is warm, then you want the contact time to be less, right?
Yes.
That way the cereal don't completely go soggy.
No, he wants her to put cereal in a separate bowl.
Oh, yeah. Dip
warm
it?
glass, and then pour the glass of milk into the cereal. What he's saying is milk or cereal first in the bowl. And he's saying it's illegal to put milk in the bowl first and then pour cereal into the milk.
I don't get the difference in the order.
You don't get the difference in the order?
I mean, there's a difference, but I don't think it makes a difference.
Well, I just feel like anytime I've ever done milk before the cereal, I grossly misgauge the amount of milk that I need.
Oh, then that's a you problem.
What? That's crazy. So anyway, he begrudgingly microwaves the milk, and he tells her, I just don't stand by it. Like, he's like, this is where ideologically we are not aligned. And that's pretty much their only fight. And stinky tofu. Yes. Little golden tofu potato has never had stinky tofu. He's never had stinky tofu is moldy tofu, right? It's like the hairy tofu.
No.
Oh, have you ever had stinky tofu?
Me? Of course.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
What are you talking
Have
about?
I had stinky tofu?
Yeah, of course.
When?
What are you talking about?
When did I have stinky tofu?
I'm sure many times. Come on.
Where? When? Is
Like
it
a
hairy?
restaurant?
I see
No,
all
no,
those
no.
videos where they make the hairy
It's
one.
black. Most authentic ones. They're like almost black.
What's the hairy one that you see all the videos in China?
Oh, hairy one is it's a different type of tofu. You put it into a jar eventually, and then you eat it with rice. Oh, those are good too.
Okay, so they get a bunch of those.
Oh, not the stinky tofu.
They get both.
Oh.
They get stinky tofu and the hairy tofu, okay? And he's just so disgusted the whole time. And everyone's so excited. They're cooking it up in the kitchen. And he's trying to help cook it. And he keeps asking Mingxi, like, why do you eat this stuff? Why do you eat this stuff? This is the one time where she asked for a kiss and he said no because she had just eaten stinky tofu. He keeps sticking his head into a giant jar, like jug of boba that she made. And he said this is the only thing keeping him alive because the stinky tofu scent is so pungent on his nose. He said he doesn't know where to even stand. If he should go outside or stay in there or stay with his head in the boba jug. He says that he's dying. It's just so much stinky tofu being cooked inside of this house. He keeps sniffing the boba. He's just confused. He's like, this is the only thing that's keeping me from passing out right now. And the other guests are like, no, it's gonna be so good. You can open it up and put some chili inside. And he's like, but isn't the taste like tofu? Like, why don't you just eat tofu then? That's not stinky. And they're like, no. After you fry it, it's different. It's like bubbly on the inside. And this makes him almost gag, okay? He's like, you're making it fucking worse. Not only is it smelly, you're telling me it's about to be bubbly. It's about to be bubblicious. And he's like, don't even, stop telling me stuff. And they're like, no, but it's actually empty on the inside. And Mario's like, so it's stinky and empty? Like, I don't understand. They prepare the stinky tofu and they bring it outside to the dining table and they're all ready to eat. And he's like trying to hold it as far away from possible. And Mingxi is scolding him like, you're rude. You're going to offend people. Eat the stinky tofu. So then he eats the stinky tofu and he's about to gag. He's about to throw up. He can't even breathe while he's eating it. And she's like, it's fine. It doesn't even taste bad. He tries taking a bigger bite, but he's just not a fan. And he's like, okay, I swallowed it, okay? And she's like, no, don't hold your breath. You're not supposed to hold your breath. How do you know if I held my breath or not? You did. Can you see or something? I saw it. How did you see? I know you did. And if you act like this, you're going to get scolded on the internet. And so he's like, okay, fine. He finishes eating the piece of stinky tofu. And he says sarcastically, let me tell you, that is the best tofu I've ever had in my life. He like asked another guest, like, if it tastes like shit, why do you eat it? And one of the other guests said something so outrageous. He goes, I mean, because you can't eat shit. And everyone was like, wait, no, that's not. What's happening? Is Mario rubbing off on everyone? What's going on right now? And then, Lao Shifan?
Lo Shifan, yeah, the
Lo
stinky
Shifan.
noodle.
Stinky noodle, yeah.
You like that one?
I love that one. That one is so good. Except recently we had it.
It's just the smell before you eat it is like, whoa. But once you eat it, it becomes tolerable.
No, because 12 hours after, the entire place. Lao Shifan is one of those things where if I hear the click of the boiling water, I run to my room and I close the door. I go, not tonight. Because it's just, the smell permeates throughout the living space and it will be in your bedroom. You will wake up and it will still smell like it. But it's so good. It's really delicious. It's one of my favorite noodles. Anyways, the guests are like, have you tried Lao Shifan? And he's like, Lao Shifan, that's pasta, right? And she's like, no. He's like, huh. For some reason, it always reminds me of pasta. And they're like, no, it's a very smelly noodle. He's like, another smelly dish? Yes, nasty smelly. And they're all like, we love it. And he's just like, ugh, what are you guys eating? And then all the people have been screenshotting pictures of him trying stinky tofu. And it says, young master must try new garbage every day. Yeah, and it's just him not reacting to food. And people love...
Apparently, there's a video of you trying Lo Shifan.
Oh.
Someone posted to Chinese platforms and people just watching Stephanie eating Lo Shifan. Yeah. Dude, it's so good.
快一点！
我爱你，我爱你们，很好。Ooh, wow. Why did they do that?
Because I think they're just fascinated by anyone trying it for the first time. Oh man.
But then, of course, everything good must be ruined by netizens who like to fucking speculate bullshit This is not a lot of netizens. It's just like a small group of netizens who decided that they were going to spread this rumor that, yeah, sure, they're cute and all in all these reality shows and they're like the epitome of love and they've been nothing but respectful, kind, caring towards each other and those that they're around. And like, you never hear anything bad about them. They have 2 lovely children together. They're married on paper. But netizens, some jealous netizens, I think, started spreading this rumor that Mario's family had not fully accepted Mingxi. And that is why they haven't had a real wedding. And so it almost made it seem like, oh, pity on her. She still can't marry the billionaire heir. Like, it was so... They're married on paper. What do you mean? Just because she doesn't have a white dress that she walks down, which I'm sure she's modeled for like Vera Wang or something. I don't know. So like, is it really that important? And so they keep getting hounded about this freaking wedding nonstop. And it just becomes this like really uncomfortable thing where it almost feels like netizens are trying to pressure them into doing it, which makes it so not romantic and not about their love. And like, these people don't seem like the type that would just do something for the internet. And so they hold off for a really long time. And a lot of that has to do with later Mario comes out in a reality show and he's talking about it because he says, you know, it was weird that a lot of people thought it was about like his family didn't accept her because they're already married on paper. Like, what does that mean? Also, she gave birth to a son, which was his dad's very first grandson, and he's got like 17 siblings. I don't know. So like, I guess like in the lineage, that was like a huge deal as well. But then his dad passed away. And Mario said that was really rough. His dad passed away. And because his dad had like 4 wives and I think they have like 16 children, it just kickstarted lawsuit after lawsuit, fighting over the inheritance. It was like, I didn't do a deep dive. If you guys want a full episode on that, maybe, right? But it just seemed really nasty. And there are lots of hints that Mario makes where it's like Mingxi was like the only one there for him. Well,
a lot of what?
Like a lot of references Mario makes during that really dark time in his life where his dad passed away and right afterwards, which it's very clear he's referencing all of the family infighting that was happening. And he references a lot how Mingxi was only there for him, like through the worst times imaginable. Like, she was always there.
Fascinating.
And so they held off on having this wedding for a really long time because it was just, I mean, how do you celebrate love when you've got that type of type of fighting?
Yeah, and it's a family thing.
Yeah.
Wedding is a family ceremony.
Yeah. And so they waited for a really long time, and finally they got married. And Mario's mom, a lot of people thought that Mario's mom also didn't like Mingxi, even though they kept saying that she liked Mingxi because why didn't they have a wedding, blah, blah, blah. She gifted Mingxi a boat. Now I know what you're picturing, right? A speedboat, a jet ski,
A yacht.
a
Mega yacht.
No, like, you know what our Amazon packages come on? Like those giant fucking shipping boats that you move millions of dollars of products from one country to another country in?
Yeah, basically, like, yeah.
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 Like, I think it was estimated to be like $700 million.
Yeah.
And that was her gift to Mingxi.
Yeah, it's a transportation
Vessel. Yes.
Yeah. So it's basically a business almost.
Yeah. Imagine getting married and your mother-in-law is like, I would like to gift you Chipotle. Not one restaurant, not a franchise, not a bowl. The whole chain. Like, that's what happened.
Yeah.
And so she's taking pictures with her new yacht. It's like a shipping vessel and it just is in the background.
Yeah.
It's like bigger than a cruise ship. It's massive and she's taking pictures with it. And eventually they do get married, as we saw the wedding photos. But it's very interesting that there was that narrative going around that the family didn't accept her. And I just thought that was such weird narrative because I feel like Mingxi is perfect in the sense of if some weird netizens found something bad about her, they would have tried to rip her to shreds with it, but they couldn't find anything. And so they created this whole narrative of like, oh, the billionaire family doesn't accept her.
Yeah. It's so, okay, so I don't know much about them. I've read a few articles years ago. And the way people write these articles, it's almost always, this poor girl married into this rich tycoon's family. Now she needs to weasel her way to get approved by mother-in-law. And here is how she did it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's always that type of energy. It's almost like to hear your version just...
Yeah.
I'm like, what? This is not what I imagined at all.
Yeah, they make it sound so dramatic and bizarre.
Yeah.
People
and
are
the
being
focus
so
is
bizarre.
always on the, how this little girl weasel her way into this billionaire family, and she gave birth to a son. That's how she secured her spot. And
yeah, but still no wedding. Still no wedding. And it was just like the most ridiculous thing ever. And Mario, he even came out and he was talking about his relationship because so many people like his relationship. And he said, and this is like huge for Chinese families and that level of wealth, because he came online and he said, I think the real family is my wife and my kids, which is not controversial, but it was kind of controversial because there's a lot of traditional Chinese people and netizens who were like, what about your parents? What about family piety and all these things? And he was like, because that's the partner that you choose. And like, this is my life. And he said, it's crazy because if any of my siblings or my parents said anything bad about Mingxi to me, I would look at them like they're insane because they would never. He said that it was all thanks to Mingxi that they were able to kill a lot of demons for each other. And they have always supported and loved each other.
Wow.
Yeah, and he said that even her ability, and he just like hints at all the shit show in his family, because he said Mingxi's ability to handle all the complicated things in my life is very admirable. And Mingxi says, this is the life that I always wanted. I just wanted to marry for love. And I did. Yeah, and they're so cute. I'm gonna cry. And that's the story of Mario and Mingxi. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments.
This is kind of like a different than usual mods.
Oh yeah. 'Cause
usually it's like, what the fuck? Why are they together?
Like, they need to get a divorce pronto, because not only are they torturing themselves, they're torturing us, okay? But this one, I'm like, if they ever get divorced, I am probably going to feel a little sad, for sure. Parasocial about it, for sure, definitely. Yeah, Mario, don't let us down. She's Mingxi. She's the Mingxi. Anyway, bye.